Genuine has been the word of the year. Being around people that are or want to be as genuine as you is so dope. That's how 94XO even connected with Profield Reserve. And now, we reserve some spots for some pretty dope individuals in St. Louis that deserve their stories to be shared. Hey you guys, it's Moni XO. We reserved a spot for Nyara Williams. I'm so excited to have you on the show. You do a lot. Go ahead, introduce yourself and let's learn a little bit more about your brand.
Cool, thank you so much for having me. Like she said, I am Nyara Williams. I'm an interdisciplinary artist, founder, activist, storyteller by way of St. Louis. Since 2015, my journey has served as like a means for Blackness, community, education, and just overall empowerment. Those are all the elements that kind of make up me just as an individual.
Yeah, now how would you say that would be challenging though when it comes to maintaining like your brand and having your name out in the community and whatnot?
It definitely comes with a lot of challenges. Even just like being a founder of something, like you have to facilitate and like make sure the operation is just moving the way that it needs to, that the engine is always running. But what I've learned in these recent years is like, one, how much rest is important. So I'm sure we literally just talked about this. Making sure that we rest so that we can continue the work that needs to be done. Yeah.
Now, what would you say would be one of your favorite things that you have created so far, I guess, within this year?
Oh, within this year,
I had to shorten it down for you a little bit.
Thank you so much. It made it so much easier. So this year, actually recently on August 13th, I had a show, my first ever solo show. I've never done anything like that before. I've always worked with people. I'm like a part of a sorority and stuff. So I've done events, but nothing where like it was just solely me, my energy, my intention, all of that, and then it being perceived the way it did was so super special. But I have this project called Birth of a Legend. And so I've been working on that. It started, I got a Harvard fellowship in November 2019. So I've been working on it for like a year and some change. And it's something that's going to be a continuous series because, like, honestly, I've realized that this Birth of a Legend project, even though I'm photographing other people, I'm really telling the story of the birth of me as a legend. So one, this is just this interview in general, like all these different things I'm gonna like note, for the future and be like, I did that. I was here, And
I think it's just super dope just to be a creative, like in this world, like right now, like the way that everything's been going, how it's been in just St. Louis too, and seeing like everybody like elevate, and then you being a part of that and helping like other people like help their brands. Like I think that's just super dope. So kind of like tying into the next question of why is it so important to maintain and keep up with your brand?
It's important to maintain your brand, one, because like you ultimately are a reflection of it. So how you operate as a person, so I say like the embodiment of me is like empowerment and like facilitating community and all these different things. You got to keep that, like whatever the standard that you set, you have to make sure you maintain. And that can be challenging because some days you're just like, I don't want to do this, or I don't even know if like I can keep going. So one thing that you noted was like just community and how everybody right now is doing something really amazing. Like St. Louis is just this mecca.
We're so dope. Like just say everything that's going on right now, everything in the works. Like I'm revolutionaries.
Like this, the groundwork that a lot of people are putting in right now. When we see this, like 10 years from now or even 20, we're gonna be like, this was the staple. It was us doing this work right now. And so in order to maintain it, we have to keep uplifting each other. We have to keep operating as our best selves, which means like it's going back to just resting and taking care of our own body so that we can continue to like take care of each other. So.
Yeah, and I think places like Profield obviously giving like people these opportunities to do these types of things, to have these cool like lifestyles, So speaking of lifestyles, like I really want to know like what makes your fashion sense and just like how you are like in the public, like what makes it so unique?
That's interesting because somebody just asked me about that and I was like, I don't know if I have like a certain, I guess I do. I'm more of like a simple,
I say you have a vibe. You have a chill vibe. Like when somebody, y'all make sure y'all look her up on Instagram, but you have like a chill vibe. Like people like, what's the word I'm looking for? Gravitate towards you.
Thank
so, you know, I like it, but I'm gonna let you explain it. So that's how I feel about you.
Yeah. So I'm just like making sure that I'm comfortable in my own body. So that looks like not trying to look like anybody else or be anything that I don't want to be. So it's like, one, I'm gonna dress comfortable. So like a nice simple tee like this. This is why I love this brand in general. But I like simple. I like kind of earth tones, just monochromatic looks sometimes. So sometimes I'll come out in the full like a yellow thing or something like that, because that's one of my favorite colors. But yeah, I like just like the simple, clean, comfortable. Like those are my top 3 things.
Now, how does your fashion sense and like how you are, like how does that tie into your brand and being able to express yourself?
So so in 2015, I started this clothing brand called Black Dot Clothing. I recently just said that I was finished with that, only because I'm like moving more into the photo and video world. But as Nyara W, I'm like cultivating this world that incorporates all of that. So like at the show that I mentioned, there was like merch involved to like kind of tell the story and encompass all of the visual assets. I started off because I wanted to make a statement, and so majority it was like just called Black at the end of the day. And so everything was just Black all the time. People were like, you gonna give us something else? I'm like, I'm really just trying to make a staple. For one, is to show how like important just Blackness is. And so I wanted to like it to dominate the whole world, just be like, yeah, it's Black everywhere.
And say y'all noticing for a reason.
Right now. And so then once people kind of got what the story was, then it started to elevate into, okay, now there's color that associates with this, and different things like that. But really, like, the text was super just simple. Like the statement was simple, but it had carried several nuances within it. So I think that's also like an example of, I guess, me, for example. Like I come across as just simple, but carry so many different like nuances as far as like everything that I do. But once you get to pull back the curtain a little bit, you'll see more of that.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you kind of answered it before, but like, what do you love the most about Profield and their style?
Similar aesthetic is what I aimed for, and also just how like clean it is, and like I can walk in here and literally pick up anything and wear it the same day. Like that's what I enjoy. I'm just like, hey, I need a hat today that's gonna match this, and I can walk in here.
Just say, here you go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So okay, you know that Profield is So St. Louis. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So I want to see how So St. Louis you are.
Ooh.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull these questions out of this hat. There's gonna be 3 in here. Okay. Answer them the best way that you can.
What you got me doing?
They not that bad.
Okay. Do you say toasted ravs or or toasted ravioli? Where do you get it from? I definitely say toasted ravioli. Did you know that people call it T-ravs?
I heard the T-rav. Yep.
And I was like, where did that come from?
I don't know.
I'm from North County.
I just heard somebody say, maybe, is that a city thing?
I think that's a city thing.
Is that a city thing?
It's a city thing.
Yes, so.
T-ravs, I'm like, what? We really broke it all the way down. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Who has the best Chinese food in St. Louis, and what do you order? I don't really eat a lot of Chinese food, actually.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like, don't hurt me. I stopped eating it just because, I don't know, it was just a lot of information going around. I was like, okay, they shamed me.
I was going to say, do you eat meat? Are you
I don't eat a lot of meat, but like I stopped eating pork, and then I was like trying to cut from beef, and so I think that's probably why I try to eat a little healthier.
Yeah.
But
well, I need to be like you then. So I'm gonna answer the question for you. So if I do go in the city, I go to Bing Lao, and I just get like the simple like shrimp fried rice or something. If I go in the county, I go to Old St. Louis Chop Suey, and I get and I get a shrimp St. Paul. So
this is the ultimate question though. Where do you go for your emos? What's the best spot?
I'm lazy. I go in the county. So I go off Lindbergh.
That don't even count.
But, the one on Hampton, obviously that's what everybody goes to. Yeah. But no, Simone gets delivery. And yeah.
So we go all the way to the county. That's a journey. Okay. What makes St. Louis different in a positive way for creatives? That's a good last question.
Yeah, it is.
What makes St. Louis different in a positive way for creatives? I think so for me, what makes us different is like literally as I travel to these different like cities and stuff like that, I'm always searching for something different, right? Mm-hmm. I go and like I may be doing an event or something. I'm like, all right, what do y'all have going after this? Like, what's y'all thing? And there's like, this is it, and I'm like, this is it. And so I realized though, I'm always searching for something that feels like home, right? When I go to these other spaces. And one thing that St. Louis has is like the way that we treat one another will make us feel like we're home within each other. And that is something that you cannot find everywhere.
It's weird because I feel like only we understand that because we're from here. You know, like I know exactly what you're saying, but I don't know how to explain it. Like somebody asked,
the best way I knew was be like, yeah, this feels like home. Like I feel like we can talk about, you know, emos and Chinese food. Only we can say what we want to say about those things. But at the same time, we can also be like, hey, there's this thing happening like in a community. Let's get together. There's this thing happening. We should support this artist. Like we back each other up 1,000%. And we can, it's like, we got each other. We got each other's back.
I'm glad you said that because a lot of people will say that we don't. And I think that's not necessarily the case. I think it's just like who you're around, who you gravitate to, like where's your energy at. Because just over the past couple of years, meeting people, like it's been different. I've seen people just support like with no problem, you know. So I think like that mindset of how people are with St. Louis, like hopefully like that changes because like we were just talking about, like everything here is it's about to change. It's you know, you feel it. I feel it. Like it's
literally
gonna be different.
Feel the earth just like shaking.
This is our time. Like this is St. Louis time.
Literally, like we're elevated. This is the Black Renaissance. Like what you know what was happening back then with the Renaissance is happening like right now. So like each thing that we're making, each impact, each movement, each just like footstep, like it's all so necessary and so important. So. Yeah, just want to encourage any creative out there to like just keep going, like, and just keep being yourself. One thing that I guess pride myself on is like transparency. And so if you like see me online and stuff like that, I'm always giving the backstory of like how I got there. It's like, look, y'all, I ain't this superhero. Like it took a lot of you know work to get here. But I think that people seeing that alone, like, makes them be like, oh, okay, I'm honestly like where she is. I'm like, yes, like you are. You can literally just start. You can literally just do this, and you'll get there.
Yeah, and being authentic is key.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, thank you. I'm gonna put the spotlight on you right now. Okay. So go ahead, let us know where people can follow you, where they can connect with you, where they can book you, find more information, and if you have any upcoming events.
Okay, so my Instagram is Nyara.w, Nyara.w. That's where I do most of my like content creation and just connection. If you want to email me for like booking, NyaraW1@gmail.com. Working on a website. That's the next thing. That'll be NyaraW.com. But it's literally just in the works of being built right now. So I'm hoping to drop that soon so people can see more of the BTS and stuff like that. It'll be just a whole experience. People get to be in my world a bit more by just like the visual representation of that. Upcoming things, wherever the wind blows, I suppose. I'm always, you know, somewhere.
I like that. That was a bar. Wait a minute.
I'm always somewhere, but I don't know. Maybe in a city near you, I'll be there.
I said, be on the lookout. Make sure you guys follow and all that
stuff.
For
sure.
Well, I'm Moni XO, and we're out. Be easy. It's your girl Moni XO, and you just finished a 94XO interview. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment to our YouTube channel, and follow us on social media platforms. Be easy.